Hi, welcome to Blockchain Army, the leading media agency on the space that aim to promote the adoption of blockchain technology. So I'm Kristen, and I'll be the host for our live AMA session today, and we're welcoming the representative from Cake Monster. But before that, just a reminder that we are broadcasting from our Blockchain Army YouTube channel. So if you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications for other interesting videos that are coming out every single week. And as usual, we will host two interesting giveaways today. The first one is the pre-live giveaway where I'll pick 5 lucky winners by the end of this live section. So stay tuned and look forward to that. And the second one is the in-live giveaway where I'll pick 5 the best comments slash question from the live chat box. And those 5 people will also gain for themselves $100 as well. So the total reward of those giveaways are $200. So, well, right now we're welcoming Byron from Cake Monster. So can you hear me okay, Byron?
I can. Thank you very much for having me.
Great. So would you like to introduce a little bit about yourself and also the project?
Yeah, sure. So I'm Byron. I've basically been acting as the project manager for Monster Party. Um, Monster Party itself's a side project for the DeFi protocol Cake Monster. So basically, Monster Party is built by the same people who built Cake Monster. And yeah, I'm doing the project management for this NFT side project.
Great. Well, before we get a little bit deeper into the project, I would like to know where did you get the inspiration for this name of, Cake Monster?
Well, um, so the Cake Monster protocol's excellent. I mean, it's an incredible financial instrument. It's the most sophisticated deflationary protocol that there is in DeFi. Um, the thing that makes it so special and unique is basically that it's deflationary, and the
Mm,
transaction tax is used to buy a different asset, a secondary reserve asset, and that's Cake, PancakeSwap's token. Um, this characteristic of the protocol basically means that it's, as long as Cake's a sought after token, and of course it's a top 40 project, um, it's immune from implosion, right? So we wanted to use Cake as our secondary reserve asset. So that was the first name of the project, Cake. And then we wanted to add a meme character to it, and not follow the dog trend. And so we created this cute Yeti monster that eats all the cake. So therefore, that was how the name was born, Cake Monster.
great, amazing. I love how you got like the whole backup story for this. So, about the team, I wanted to know like how many team members are there that are working together right now to build up this whole amazing project, and how are they contributing to Cake Monster as well as Monster Party?
All right. So the team size, I couldn't give you an exact number, because there aren't strictly any employees. There are contributors and people who participate and whatnot, and we work together, but there's no formal contracts. But of those people who contribute regularly, i.e., on a day-to-day basis, we're probably looking at about 20 people, maybe just over. Um, Half of those are moderators. We've got three and a half, including the half being myself, developers. Um, we've got a few designers, a couple of animators, um, a marketer, quite a few people, but just about over 20. And we're
Great.
and we need more. We need to expand for certain. We need another five or ten,
Yeah.
another 5 or 10 people at least.
Yeah, in order to, grow the project even more, I also believe that the team needs to expand. But clearly, you guys have gathered a lot of, experts and a lot of experienced people in the field so that you have built up like this whole amazing project, amazing story as well. So for the next question, I would love to know more about the product and services that you guys are offering right now. So to be specific, what kind of like project is Cake Monster?
All right, so Cake Monster is an well somewhat old now. It's about 6 months old. That's the DeFi protocol. So that's the deflationary protocol. There's a token, then and basically that's the foundation for Monsta Party. Now what we're talking about today is Monsta Party, which is this NFT project, side project. So basically, this Monsta Party NFT side project is it's like these 10,000 generative art NFTs that you see, but we've made them a little bit more interesting and given them utility. By way of allowing people to earn Monsta dividends. So Monsta is the Cake Monster token. So if you have a Monsta Party NFT, you earn Monster dividends. You feed your monster and you gain XP points, experience points. The more experience points you have, the more Monster dividends you earn proportionally. So that's sort of like the basis for the NFTs and everything. And then we've integrated into Oasis, their metaverse. So basically, when you reach 1,000 experience points, you will get an equivalent playable character that can roam around the Oasis metaverse. This character at 1,000 experience points is generic. So basically, the Cake Monster character that everyone knows, the white fluffy blue faced thing, everyone who gets to 1,000 XP points with their Monsta Party NFT will get this character, generic, and that will roam around the Oasis metaverse. When you get to 5,000 XP points, you actually get a playable character that is an exact representation of your NFT. So then your NFT can roam around the Oasis metaverse. And that's going to be the same. I mean, we're planning on integrating into many different metaverses, and so every metaverse that we integrate with you'll have your own monster character in the style of that metaverse. So yeah, so I mean, if there's a cyberpunk metaverse, you'd have a cyberpunk styled monster, party monster. If it was more like sort of like 3D realism, the monster would be more 3D and realistic, etc. So they're the plans. We've got a lot of plans really for the future of the project, but that's the basis of the project for now. And again, everything's underpinned by the Cake Monster protocol.
Great. So, arising in like the midst of the NFT trend and like also as well as the metaverse trend, there are a lot of like projects with the same concept, with the same idea that I've seen before in the space. So, what would you like to say to make your project like outplay and maybe stand out from the crowd? Like maybe 3 unique selling point from Cake Monster,
Okay,
from a
well,
Monster Party. Yeah.
well, certainly. I mean, first of all, it's Monster Party is underpinned by the Cake Monster protocol. Now, it'll take quite a while to really explain the Cake Monster protocol in its entirety, but as I say, it's a supremely sophisticated financial instrument in the sense that every other deflationary protocol and static supply protocol, such as Bitcoin, they all at some point, if you run through enough transactions, will implode. Basically, Cake Monster is the only protocol that won't do that because it has this secondary reserve asset, this cake. So it every transaction buys cake. This cake is added and stored, and that creates a price floor for the project. So the project, it's a safe project to invest in the sense that the price can never go to zero. Look at so many deflationary protocols and things, particularly the ones that do reflection, whereby the transaction tax is basically used and distributed to all holders. That chart rockets up and almost always comes back down and flattens and basically goes to almost zero. That's basically impossible with Cake Monster, and there's no other protocol on Binance Smart Chain that does that. So that's the first unique selling point. It's backed up by the best DeFi protocol in Binance Smart Chain. There is one other protocol like it, and this is called MetaWhale, and that was the inspiration for Cake Monster, and all the Cake Monster members of the sort of the original team all came from that project and working in that community. So that's the first unique selling point. Another unique selling point, I would say, now I'm sure others are doing this, but I haven't seen one yet, but we intend to integrate into as many metaverses as possible. So basically, the character that you get, your party monster, this NFT that you grow and feed, and then when you get to 10,000 XP points, you level up to another monster, etc. That can basically be your representation across the entirety of the metaverse. Not, how can I say it? The universe of metaverses, let's say. So like, rather than, we were thinking about creating our own metaverse, which we might, but what's far more interesting to us is that you can traverse all metaverses with your monster character, and of course keep your XP points and use them within their metaverses, etc., etc. So
Have you ever heard of multiverse?
no, or I maybe have, but I wouldn't know anything more than the name.
Well, basically, so like it's like a whole ecosystem that connects a lot of like metaverse into one. So maybe like each metaverse is like a whole gameplay or like a like one game world, and then they connect them all together. So like that's basically the concept. I think that's like the concept that you guys are aiming for, because I've heard you said that like when you have one NFT from the game of what's it called, Monsta Party, and then you go into another game and you have like the same kind of NFT, but it just like transform into the concept of that game. Is that
Ye-
is that
it,
like the
more,
idea?
more or less, yeah. So you'll get your own playable character that's
Yeah,
animated and moves around within that game. So
yeah, yeah.
if Multiverse is doing something like that, then it'll be good for. I mean, I'll check that out for certain. To be honest, um, we've not had room to breathe to fully check out the metaverse
Oh,
landscape and
yeah,
whatnot. But thanks for the tip there. I'll definitely check out Multiverse.
yeah, of course.
So the third unique selling point, and this is the best in my opinion, right? So NFTs, these generative art NFT avatars, right? Everyone sort of talks about the historical significance of being the first generative art NFT project, or like art blocks and punks and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so historical significance is seemingly important to people, and that's the reason that these NFTs have value. So people say, and okay, I can understand that. Being the first to something is usually a pretty reasonable um, thing to celebrate, and people find value in it. So what we're doing is at 7 p.m. UTC, which is 5 hours. We are sending these NFTs into space, right? So we will basically be able to claim that Monster Party NFTs, they are the world's first generative art NFT collection in space, right? So they'll be displayed in space above the Earth at 40,000 meters in the troposphere. Um, and that will be a world's first for generative NFT projects. And so for me, there is nothing more historically significant than that. It for me, that cannot be beaten. So that's what we're doing. That's in 5 hours. So everyone just needs to tune in and watch it, even if you don't mint. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to be owning an NFT. If you have a Monster Party NFT, you're going to be owning something that was first displayed in space. No other project in the future or the past will ever be able to make that claim.
Great. So can you explain later, detail into the NFT minting mechanism that you guys have?
Yeah, so I mean, it's pretty simple. So um, you watch this space launch video. We're going to be live streaming it. We'll put the live stream links on Twitter and on all our socials and everything. Um, and at some point during that, there'll be a holographic laser display, basically, and there'll be a countdown. It'll be 3, 2, 1, go. And at that point, minting begins, right? So you'd then need to
Mm-hmm.
be on the Monster Party app, which has the URL app.monster.party. Go to the mint screen, and that's where you'll be able to mint your NFTs. So you can mint them there. There's also within Oasis's metaverse, um, you'll be able to mint within their metaverse as well. So it's our first sort of like live integration with them as well. So they're the two places to mint. And basically what will happen is we all Cake Monster already has some NFTs. They're called Diamond Claw NFTs. They're not avatars or anything like that, right? So everyone who owns one of those NFTs that's activated, they will have 15-minute head start to mint Monster Party NFTs. There'll be a countdown on the minting screen. When that countdown gets to 0, from 15 minutes to 0, then people who got on our whitelist will have 15 minutes to mint. And after 15 minutes, when that countdown gets to 0, it'll be an open public sale, right? And basically, when that's done, you mint your Monster Party NFTs and you will be given an egg, right? And so these eggs are unhatched and they're sort of like cutely animated and bouncing around, and there's some feet sticking out the bottom and whatnot. And at some point, randomly within the next 5 days after minting, your NFT will hatch and it'll turn into a monster, a party monster. And basically at that point, you need to feed it once to activate it. And once it's activated, you can start earning experience points and claiming monster dividends. So, really, it's in everyone's best interest to keep their eyes on their egg and hope that it hatches sooner, because the sooner it hatches and the sooner you activate it, the sooner you can get started playing.
Yeah, great. Well, more about like the tokenomics of this whole project. So Cake Monster, how are they distributed? Can you go into details about that, and what can they be used for in this whole project?
So, I mean, Cake Monster, the token is Monster, Monster with an A on the end, not ER.
Monster, yeah.
That's not really used in the project so far as such. Now, it's what happens is you buy the egg, the NFT, with BNB, and all the proceeds from the NFT minting, 50% of that buys Monster and burns it. So obviously that's going to increase the price of Monster. Another 30% is used to buy Cake, and that's added to the vault. And as I mentioned earlier, that the unique thing about the Cake Monster protocol is that there's this secondary asset of Cake that we buy. So now we're going to be buying $900,000 worth of Cake and adding it to the vault. So that obviously increases the price floor. The feeding is also in BNB, and basically what it does is buys Monster, and then distributes it to the users. So that's how the Cake Monster protocol is linked to the Monster Party NFTs regarding any BNB that's spent for minting or feeding.
Great. Yeah, well, pretty much about like the whole concept of the project, and as well as the tokenomics. So that's like a lot of insight already. So for the next part, I would like to talk about your community that you guys have built and also are building right now. So what is your plan to like expand it even more, like globally, and also improve like your users' experience in the future?
Well, okay. I mean, we have an amazing community. It has to be the most intelligent, creative, and funny, whilst also fairly degen, but intelligent community that I've seen in crypto. I think we're nearing 9,000 members in the Telegram. And God knows how many in Discord for Monster Party. So Telegram is for Cake Monster, Discord's for Monster Party. How the plans for expanding it? I mean, of course, we'll be expanding the product and keep building and delivering on things that we've already promised and delivering on the roadmap and whatnot. And of course, every time you build and deliver something new and cool, more people join the project. They get interested and they want to be a part of it. So that's obviously going to be part of it. I mean, the community just grows organically on its own because it's so fucking funny and cool. So pardon my language. And then of course more marketing. These NFTs are obviously going to help, and the more we integrate with other metaverses and things, then there's kind of like cross pollination of communities and that kind of thing. There's going to be a whole lot of YouTube interviews like this, AMAs, project reviews, lots and lots of cool things, as well as expanding on both projects. There's a lot more to come for Cake Monster to address all sorts of different things that will improve the protocol. And then, of course, now we have Monster Party NFTs, and that's a whole different beast as well. So there's almost going to be sort of like two separate teams behind the scenes that are going to be developing these things. And yeah, I mean that's really it for the short term.
Yeah, so what is like your tips and tricks to, stay transparent and also as like gaining more trust from the users from your community? Since like I can tell that your whole project stay anonymous. I think most of the time. Yeah. So how do you how do you keep the faith of your users?
Yeah, it's a good question, really, and I can't really say anything beyond keep delivering on promises and being transparent with the community in every way possible, and always staying true to our word, and not breaking that trust. I think that's really the most that an anonymous team can do.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you can do things like locking liquidity and then have a DAO and multi-sig wallets and all that kind of stuff as well. But for me, it's sort of this question gets asked a little bit, and it's a little bit tricky to answer. But aside from what I've already just said, it's like, how can we prove that this isn't a rug? And it's like, well, would any team work solidly on a completely unique and novel protocol, working every single day of the week, 10, 12 hours a week, and continually delivering on everything that they promise, never breaking trust, always being open and transparent? At some point, people have got to realize, obviously new people coming don't understand all that, but the more and longer that you're in the community, it's going to become blatantly obvious that we're trustworthy, even though we're anonymous. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, I was actually very touched with your answer. I didn't expect, an anonymous team to answer this question so well. A lot of them struggle with that, but yeah, I can see that you put out a really great performance. Yeah, thank you for that explanation. And for the last section, before we move to the next part, so I would like to know about like the roadmap of your whole project. So like, where has how has business going, and did you face any kind of like challenges or difficulties along the way? And what are like the next goals for Monster Party?
Okay. Basically, we've been, with regards to Cake Monster, we've been executing on the roadmap that we put out. There were 8 phases of the roadmap. Where basically Monster Party is phase 3 complete. After that, the roadmap's a DAO. And so, yeah, I mean, we've basically been executing on the roadmap. Challenges, oh man, we could be here a long time if we explained all the challenges. But certainly finding the right people to become part of the team is probably the greatest challenge. We know what to do, and in every single area and aspect, pretty much. We've got a great community, and they offer a lot of awesome suggestions and whatnot, things that the main team behind the scenes don't always think about, and we take that on board, and we'll try and implement where we can. So challenges, always staffing and finding good quality people in crypto who are also anonymous and trustworthy. A lot of us spend a lot of time vetting people, and if we get a whiff of some, because we know people try and influence, but also infiltrate teams in order to get inside info and ruin projects and all that kind of thing. So we're all on guard, and if we get a hint that someone's like behaving a little bit strangely or isn't trustworthy, then they might get another chance. But if it happens a couple of times, then we get rid of them and then find someone else. So really finding trustworthy people who are also skilled and fit in with the ethos of the project. So that's the number one challenge. With regards to everything else, it's easy. It's just work. We're a super highly skilled team. We need a few more staff, really. Well, I wouldn't say staff. A few more participants, let's say, people who will work on the project to help manage the workload and whatnot. But the people that we have working for us are just incredible. Some incredible minds with incredible skills and whatnot. Then we've got an incredible community, and it's all fine. It's just getting the time to do the work's the main thing, and finding those trustworthy people.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have reached today, and you guys have built up a lot, also like achieved a lot on the way. So I can tell that you have already had for yourself like a solution, and every plan, like plan B and C, everything planned out for your whole career, for your whole process. So yeah, that's a very good thing for a startup, first of all. But yeah, well, I think we have touched base of quite a lot of topics. Like yeah, we touch about the team, talk about the products, and also like the roadmap. I think it's time to move on to the second part, the Q&A section from our community. So before that, shall we take a little break and watch some very awesome video about Monster Party?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
Great.
Are you tired of the same old NFT projects day in and day out? Sick of wasting your hard-earned crypto on ridiculous gas fees only to have your NFTs sit in your wallet collecting dust? Fed up watching NFT creators drive around in Lambos made of gold while you eat ramen waiting for the floor price to rise?
Yeah.
Have you had enough of empty avatars built on vague roadmaps and promises? Aren't NFTs supposed to be fun?
Damn right.
Well, look no further, my friend. You're about to have more fun than you can handle. Welcome to Monster Party, the latest and greatest P2E NFT project on Binance Smart Chain, and the only NFT project backed up by an established cryptocurrency and DeFi protocol known as Cake Monster. Monster Party is made up of 10,000 unique and delightful monsters, and all of them down to party.
I like my NFTs the old-fashioned way.
Mint your Monster Party NFT to get an egg that is already bumping to the beat and ready to hatch. Sometime within 5 days, your egg will hatch. Keep a lookout. After hatching, your monster gains 5 party points every day. Partying takes a lot of energy. Feed your monster when it gets hungry, and you will earn extra party points. All NFT holders will earn passive income right out of the egg, just by holding their monster. The higher party point score your monster has, the more monster tokens you will earn.
Yes.
Your goal is 10,000 party points. The first monster to get there is crowned Party King and gets a special upgrade to their NFT with custom animation and even more earning potential. Only one can be king, but everyone who gets to 10,000 points lays an egg, which means a new NFT and a whole new generation of money-making party monsters that are hungry for cake and ready to shake.
Well, I guess it's not so bad after all.
Disco dancing.
Don't be late for the party of a lifetime.
Wow, that was a very funky video, as I can see. So next up, we move on to the second section, which also known as the live Q&A, where I'll pick 5 questions from the community that are watching this live right now. And those 5 people, 5 questions, will gain for themselves $100 by the end of this live AMA. And don't forget to stay tuned because we'll post a whole post about how to gain your reward after this. So stay tuned for that. Well, right now we'll head up to the first question. So this one says, hi Baron, my question is when the cake vault is released, will all holders of Monster be paid out at the same time or is the release staggered to prevent the price of cake being affected?
Great question. The answer is to be decided, basically. Of course, releasing the entire cake vault at once could be problematic. So basically, Cake Monster Protocol, they are upgradable contracts, so we can change things as we wish. So what's most likely going to happen there is when we shift the project from into becoming a DAO, then most likely it would be put down to a vote and the decision of the DAO, and then we'd implement it in that way. But I can't say either way. The decision is going to be based within the DAO.
No, so it's just like an uncovered secret. So yeah, I think Baron can only give you a little sneak peek like this, see more. But be sure to like follow up with all the social media, also social links that we have down in the description box right here, and find out for your own for this question.
Sorry, just to clarify as well, there's still another 18 months before the cake vault is open. So
Wow.
basically, this cake's released either when the Monster supply deflates to 1 million tokens, or 2 years have passed. So there's 18 months. That's why it's not. It's sort of somewhat of a hidden secret, as you put it. We have lots and lots of time to decide what would be the right thing to do. And again, crypto's so dynamic, so fluid that other opportunities and possibilities might come up in 6 months. So it's hard to really determine exactly what we'll do now in 18 months.
Great. So you heard it. Yeah, there's still a lot coming up. So keep up with Monster Party because they will release one by one over time. And yeah, thank you for your answer and thank you for the question as well. So for the second one right here, this says, what is your business model? How does your team make profits from? Yeah, this username is Arrow. Can you answer this question, Baron?
Yeah, so basically, it's in one of the Medium articles, but basically with Monster Party NFTs, 50% of the raise of the money collected goes to buying and burning Monster. 30% goes to buying cake and adding that to the cake vault, and the other 20% goes to team and marketing and development funds. So within that, we're going to obviously keep some of the BNB for ourselves, so that we can afford to feed ourselves and keep working on the project.
Great. Yeah, thank you for the details. So for the next question, it says, do you have a solution for balancing the game's entertainment factor while also providing a long-term income for the game players and investors? Well, I think this is a very great question.
Yeah, it's a very good question. So as I mentioned, the amount of dividends that you earn is relative to your experience points, right? So the more experience points that you get for your NFT, the more Monster proportionately you're going to receive as dividends, right? So that immediately creates incentives for people to feed and play, etc. Now, with these metaverse integrations, you're going to be able to roam around these metaverses that also have integrations with other projects and things. And with your Monster, also utilizing their experience points in some ways, you're going to be able to compete and participate in quests and contests and that kind of thing in metaverses to earn other tokens from other projects as well. So it's all kind of interlinked. There's always going to be opportunities to play and earn with these Monster Party NFTs.
Great. So for the fourth question right here, from Patrick, they ask, is it possible to breed two different Gen 0 monsters together to create a mixed type Gen 1?
No, we considered that. I mean, there's just so many different things that you could possibly do. Right now, no, that's not what we're gonna do. The Gen 1's gonna be based on your experience points when you get to 10,000 experience points, and then you'll get a new NFT that's your generation 1. So no, not now. Like I said, we did discuss it, decided not to do it. But to be honest, we can pretty much do anything that we want. So if we see a good opportunity there and there's good reason to do it, that's better than the direction we're currently going in, we can also do that as well.
So currently, what type of monsters can be breed together?
No breeding currently. No breeding.
Oh, so no
No.
breeding.
So you basically, when you get to 10,000 experience points, you can your monster evolves fundamentally. So you get a generation 1. So you hatch a new egg and a new monster, and you keep your old experience points. So you're still earning the same dividends.
Okay, gotcha. That's a quite very interesting mechanism for the game. I mean, for the project. But yeah, thank you for that clarification. So for the last question that we've reached right here, they ask how you choose your partners. Who's the partner that excites you the most? If you had the chance to partner with whoever you want in the entire crypto, who would you choose first?
Oh my, that is a question. How do I choose partners? Well, I mean, of course, popularity counts, and we look to partner with not necessarily popularity, but that of course helps. If there's lots of people using a particular service, then it makes sense to partner with them because they've obviously got a good reputation by virtue of a lot of people using them. Also, how exactly it works within the confines of our project, and basically does it sort of fit in and whatnot. And that linked also with vibe, like what kind of vibe do we get from these people when we're talking to them? Like I was mentioning earlier about being very, very selective about the people that come into the inner circle and the inner team, because there are a lot of anonymous people in crypto and whatnot, and so it's good to be careful. Now we have the same level of discernment when choosing partners as well. So we'll reach out to the best. In fact, a lot of the best and biggest projects have reached out to us, and we'll have a conversation. And if conversation flows and they seem like good people as well and whatnot, then we'll generally tend to work together if it makes sense. Then for the second half, if I had a chance to partner with whoever you want in the entire crypto, who would you choose first? Well, I mean, there's only one person who you'd partner with, isn't there, really? I mean, the person who'd pump your project the most. So Elon Musk, and it'd be so fitting for this NFT project. I mean, Elon, just if you're listening to this, tweet about this project, for God's sake, man. This is the first generative art project in space, well in line with SpaceX. So I'm sure if he knew about this project, he'd be very proud, just like we are. So but yeah, Elon Musk, of course, because he makes a tweet and he can pump a coin like no one else can.
Yeah, I also hope that Elon Musk know about this live AMA on our channel right here, because that would be
That'd be
such
awesome,
an
right?
honor for both of us.
Yeah, one day he'll hear about us eventually.
Yeah. Oh, hope so. Finger crossed. Yeah, that was a very amazing answer. Thank you for the question and also for the answer. I think this is a very good way to end this section. Yeah, we quite, we went through quite a lot, and when we reached the last part, which is the announcement of our pre-live giveaway, So this is where I'm gonna show up a lucky wheel, and then I will roll to see who are the 5 peoples, who are the 5 usernames will be called, and those 5 winners will gain for themselves $100 by the end of this live. So let's show the lucky wheel. Okay, so this is quite the most exciting part of the whole show because people tend to like wait until the end and like find out who are the winners. Oh, so congratulations! We have got for ourselves 5 winners for this section. And Byron, do you have any last words to say before we close out our live right here?
Yes, of course. Guys, look, this NFT project, everyone talks about the historical significance of these generative art projects. There is nothing more historically significant than being the first generative art NFT project in space, right? That added by the simple fact that it's underpinned and backed by the most sophisticated deflationary protocol in DeFi gives you the project of a lifetime. So everyone tune into launch. It's at 7 p.m. UTC. There'll be a live stream on YouTube. It'll be in Discord and perhaps in Twitter as well, but definitely YouTube and Discord. So everyone be there. You don't want to miss it. This is history in the making. There'll never be another project that does this.
Great. Yeah, that was quite an ending. So guys, don't forget to follow up with our Telegram group, our Twitter account, website, and a lot of other social links that we have put down below to receive more updated news about highlighted project, crypto news, IO information, or like a lot of other mini games and giveaways are coming up as well. And it's been a very great time getting to know you personally, Byron, and also the project, like having a deeper understanding, having insights from the project. And I would love to see you all in the next video. That's all I want to say. Have a good day, guys.
Yep. Thanks, Kristen. You were a great host. Very lovely.
Thank you.
Yep.